Yes. Mm-mm. Yep. They'll go right back down. Yep. I get that. I was gonna say, I was really hoping that Sky might come in, but it doesn't look like he is. I know that sometimes he doesn't come on Fridays. I know he used to come into the morning class on Fridays, but I was hoping.
Kane.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Roll initiative.
Does a 24 hit? Damn.
Uh-oh.
Ro is right.
As the boulder comes crashing down, you dodge out of the way just in time.
I don't know, with a 24 AC, I say he catches it.
Yeah. Just catches it and throws it back.
Oh, mamma mia.
Here we go again.
Bye.
On the road again.
We have a symbol.
Can't wait to be on the road again.
Okay.
Guizo Sparkle farting on the road again.
Yeah.
Or my man.
So I'm just gonna get right into it today, because not a lot of consequence happened last time. You know, you guys had traveled for a few days and you had an encounter with some sort of scouting party. You came out victorious, and next morning we're feeling out, your the cores of your abilities. Discovering new ways to exhibit your power and your growth. And that brings us today to traveling on the road.
Before we get to that, can we deal with the problem of the scouting party?
Yeah.
Okay. I would be in favor of gathering up and burning their bodies rather than just leaving them to rot.
Yeah, that's respectful.
Well, it's less respectful and more pragmatic, really.
Yeah, that too.
I definitely wouldn't do it that night though, because like Wolfram was in rough shape and wouldn't have been up to it. But maybe the next morning after breakfast. Also, does anybody want to investigate this, or do we just think this is probably a scouting party far from home?
That's a good question. I feel like I might want to investigate it somehow.
Okay.
Guzzo would totally be down to track where the scouts came from, but he wouldn't suggest it. He would be the one to be like, "Oh hell yeah, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that?"
Well, before we burn the bodies, Raina, if you want to investigate the corpses, see if you can, now under the light of the sun, see anything that gives away any clues.
Yes.
I mean,
Vanessa. What, you
probably an investigation, I'm guessing. What are you investigating? Their bodies? Burning all their pockets out, stuff like that.
You don't really, you can't really tell much other than it seems like they're pretty sparse. They don't have a lot on them, maybe a day or two of rations each. And
Oh, they're not far from home.
yes. And, the big guy, he was fully armored in a sort of plate mail. It looks very dinged up and old and probably salvaged, but, this isn't something you travel in for long periods of time,
Mm-hmm.
They have a drive, maybe.
And
So it seems they almost came with the intent of finding something to fight.
Or possibly they were running low on supplies and wanted ours.
Yeah.
which is very likely. I would say that's a pretty safe assumption considering that they don't have many supplies on them. It doesn't seem like any of them have packs either that you would assume like a traveling party like yourself would have. You think maybe they're at most a couple of days away from where they left from. And you do find a component pouch on the spellcaster. She has a pouch with a fistful of different various herbs and dusts and such.
Very cool.
Okay.
Aside from that, we'll just call him a knight because I can't think of another way to describe it. He has a great sword on him, and the scouts had some leather armors and bows and daggers. Nothing any better than what you guys already have. This is not a very super well equipped scouting party.
Yeah. I don't think, at least I would be interested in taking anything from them. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. I just had one question.
Yes.
Did it look like, they may be scouting for, the Name Foundation?
You don't have any reason to believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. Raina is from this continent, right?
Yes.
And sort of a scholarly sort. She might know things. I don't know how much she would know about this, but does she know anything just of her own knowledge about, the Orcish peoples from this continent?
She would, and that would be, they tend to be a bit more clannish, and what's the word I'm looking for?
They have tribes, maybe?
They're very tribal and kind of warring with each other. They're not very not very easy to get along with as a people. They tend to seclude themselves, and
Like, sort of.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. They'd be maybe even comparable to like warring states, sort of.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, then it's not super surprising that, with them warring against each other, that they would occasionally have, raiding parties that would try to, get resources from travelers on the roads, supply their people with more resources to fight against the other tribes. Yeah, makes sense to me. Okay, so if that's the case, I don't think Wolfram would think too much of it because this is probably something he is familiar with the concept of. I mean, honestly, it sounds pretty similar to a lot of the, well, Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't think Wolfram being kind of Norse based, I don't think he would be terribly, alien to this sort of concept. Yeah, I think Wolfram would just be in favor of burning their bodies and moving on.
Yeah.
That is perfectly fine with me.
I have a question.
Yes, go for it.
So the flight with the levitation, you said if I use 30 movement one turn and then 30 another turn, I could technically go like 60 feet straight up in the air, right?
Yeah, theoretically, with the way that combat works, it's 6 seconds a turn. Or is it 10 seconds a turn? Do I have that backwards? I always get that fucked up.
It's 6 seconds a turn, 10 turns a minute.
Yeah. So you have a minute of flight, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So theoretically, you could fly up 30 feet for 10 turns for your full minute of flight. You would be falling afterwards, but yeah, you could fly up as far as you have movement speed per turn, if that makes sense the way I explained it.
Okay. I don't know how you want to do this, but I would like to keep traveling with the group, but every night I would like to fly up at dusk and look for fires to see if we could find them. I'm not searching to go out of the way, but if we see them, I want to point it out to the team.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's see. Scouting, yeah. I'm assuming you're pulling a cloak over so you're not like a bright beacon flying in the sky.
I would extinguish the flame in my head, so I would just be kind of like... Oh, you know what? Actually, one sec.
Hi, Vicky.
No, I don't have a way to disguise myself. I would just go up normal. But...
I believe the elemental gift, right? Because I have read the genie before. I believe that lasts longer than a minute. And I think you can also dash with it. I am uncertain.
Yes, it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Ooh. You can also choose to hover, but yeah, you get a flying speed of 30 feet that lasts for 10 minutes, up to 3 times per long rest. I mean, theoretically, you could use that. I don't see any reason why you couldn't use that, go up for 10 minutes, and then use a bonus action again to reactivate it and go up, et cetera, et cetera. Granted, keep in mind, I'm saying this as you could do that, but also afterwards you're going to be falling from that high height. So just try and keep in mind that, if you go up for 5 minutes, you're going to have to go down for 5 minutes,
Go ahead, Wolfram.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, you'd be able to get plenty of height that way, but I will also say that I think I did the math on this before, and in 6 seconds you can fall 1,000 feet. So just be aware of that.
No, that's fine. I think mechanically he would still be learning how to use this power and still I feel like his arms would get tired after a while, so I wouldn't really go up for more than, like, a minute or two. at a time
Okay.
for right now.
Yeah.
So we'd like to camp, and you'd kind of hop up and look around over the landscape, see if there were anything in the distance.
Yeah.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, that gives you a ton of like height. Can you make a? I guess it would be a. Are you looking for anything specific?
Fire.
I'm looking for either like smoke from fire, or since it is dusk, I could be looking for like the light source in the brush, or like in the tree line as well, depending on how thickly settled. it is.
Yeah. Well, if you're getting really high, you might be able to see the flame, but at night it's going to be terribly difficult to see smoke. If you're
I'm
moving at
talking
night.
like sundown
Gotcha.
ish, like pink sky, not quite dark.
Gotcha.
So this is probably like something you do right before you guys, like right after you stop, right before you actually set up your camp.
Right.
Bird, it's a plane. Remember, if it is before nightfall, you are going to be super visible up there. Just a reminder. Wait, don't you also use flames to fly? So even at night, you'd give off light, right?
At the very least, if I was trying to hide it, it would look like flickering because I would need to generate air pockets for my arms to move in.
Okay. So basically, what I'm getting from this is not a very stealthy method of flight. Flavor-wise.
No.
Okay.
Maybe it'll get.
So go ahead and make an investigation for me.
That is a 2 + 2.
One of my pages fell in here.
Wait, investigation, not perception? I never mind.
Do you see my strike?
You know what? Wolfram, I would like to use the inspiration that you gave me. And
I didn't give it to you. We gave
with
it.
the group. Thank you. I would like to reroll if that's cool.
No, it's okay.
So is this a perception or an investigation?
Or sorry, it is a perception. I said investigation because I was still in the mindset of searching the orcs.
Oh,
So what'd you get with that advantage?
but with the advantage, it was an 8. But then I clicked on perception. I don't know if you want to count this. Technically, that would be a third roll, but it was an 18, 17 plus 1. Technically, it wouldn't count, but I was rolling with the wrong modifier the first 2 times, so technically, I guess we would go with the 7 plus 1, 8.
Yeah. You do manage to spot some lights. Nothing crazy. Pretty far out, few and far between. I think you probably would see 2 sources of light. The like very first night afterwards, and as you guys travel further, they kind of stay in the same place. You would assume maybe these are set places where fires are set. Small villages, small gatherings.
Yeah.
Guizo explains that to the party.
And as you are traveling more towards Baelor, they are getting further away from you. So you're making distance against them. You're leaving them in the wake, more towards Helm's Keep that you just came from.
Okay, that's fine. Less of a chance we'll run into the scouts. I guess. I assume.
Yeah. So, let me do a thing.
Do it.
I don't like the sound of you doing a thing, considering you've rolled 4 times.
Oh,
I'm terrified.
That was 5.
I'm excited.
All right,
6.
everyone takes 76. No, I'm just kidding. So you guys managed to travel pretty well. Nothing really hinders you again. You get the average, like at night there's some animals that kind of avoid you. You can go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say when we make camp, I want to use my background feature after we make camp and people settle in to go and scavenge enough food for the party.
Yeah, that's perfect.
What sort of game do we have in this area? Venison, sort of, or do I have to kill bears? What am I hunting for?
There's a lot of boar and squirrel mostly. You get some rabbit even.
Okay, I dig that. Yeah, Wolfram will just take what he can get. He'll set his traps at night. But when we come across a good boar, I think that'll be, he probably isn't going to be trying to focus on getting like boar because those are very large game, and he knows that we'll have to travel with it. Because it's more than what 4 people can eat. Well, not 4 people. Hold on. No, wait, that's 4 people.
You do find signs of a large bird, perhaps, or lizard, a 3-toed with a what, the thumb toe, the back toe. I don't remember what that's called.
I know what you mean.
The raptor style footprint.
Yeah.
You do find some of that. It doesn't seem like, if just for free, it seems like they are frequent this area, but don't like hang out for long. Maybe you're kind of moving through a hunting grounds.
Would I be able to make a nature check on this to see if I know anything about this type of creature, or is this so alien to me being from the other continent that I wouldn't know?
Oh, you can. You definitely can.
Sweet. Oh, that's actually a pretty good roll. I'm gonna go ahead and make that is a 21 nature. I'm trained in nature.
Really?
You think this is probably Axbeak prints.
Oh. I'm going. Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead. With the nature check, you can even find some plucked feathers from preening. Just by checking out and following what you think of the practices and the behaviors of the bird. There you go.
So this is an Axbeak's hunting ground. Would I have any idea of the size of the territory? If they are territorial, like they'll attack us for crossing through here? Do I know anything about their behaviors? Do I feel like I need to be worried about them, essentially?
So far as you know, with the ones, the Axbeaks that you have experienced in your times in the wilds in Ildra,
I bet all of them are white there.
Yes, exactly. They are a little bit. They tend to be smaller than what you're getting here, but the prints match up pretty damn closely to the point that you're pretty certain. And the feathers that you were able to find for preening, they are a lot more camouflage to this area.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're probably like grayer and browner and stuff. That makes sense.
You would think that the territory is probably anywhere from like 10 or 15 miles. These are pretty large birds, and they don't tend to stay in one area of their territory for long. So you think if you're seeing fresher prints, but you're not seeing the bird itself, you're probably fine as long as you keep moving within a day or two.
Okay, that's good to know. I will still let Driffin know about them. I will bring him back the feathers, hand them to him, and say, Axbeak. Be on the lookout.
Would you like me to see where it is?
You are welcome to, but I think we should be well if we just move on.
I think I'm gonna use primeval awareness.
Yes, and with that, I believe you have your range is extended for your favorite prey, which this would be.
To 5 miles, right?
Yep,
Yes.
5 miles.
Hell yeah.
You sense some beasts, mostly very small things. The biggest thing that you can kind of sense is a boar within 5 miles. You don't sense the presence of, what is described to you as this very large, kind of predatorial bird.
Okay. So I'd like to relay that to Wolfram that, we've got at least 5 miles of distance between us and anything dangerous.
That is good to know. I still say that we keep moving.
Yeah.
So, I would say probably another week or so passes from this point, and you guys are moving in closer on a little hamlet. It's the first sign of humanoid life that you've seen, other than the scouting party, and it's nothing big. It's there's probably like 7 or 8 buildings around a square of sorts. And there's some people moving to and fro.
Okay.
My main question is, how would you guys like to proceed upon, sighting this small village?
I say we stay the night. Well, Wolfram probably will just assume that, he'll do whatever the party decides to do, but he does want to stop in because he wants to buy more salt. I'm assuming we can't easily get salt since this isn't a rocky mountain. So I think he wants to buy more salt.
I think Griffin definitely agrees with at least checking out the tiny little hamlet.
So,
Salt.
I'm trying to find the specific, because believe it or not, I actually had a thing specifically for salt.
Hell yeah. Let me look at the map real quick. Are we also having to get water, or are we able to find water as a? Actually, I think that might be with my background, but I don't know exactly where the water would be.
I would say you're able to find water pretty easily with like foraging. There's plenty of streams and such.
Okay.
Yeah.
I-
What's up?
I have a question.
Yeah. What's your question?
So, if everybody in the group agrees to be a willing creature for any spells that I have, do I have to ask every time?
If you put a hand on me and are casting a spell on me, I think Wolfram trusts Reyna enough that he would simply let you do it.
I'm just
Same.
curious for the DM. Like,
Oh, if the players say that they are willing, then that's fine with me.
Yeah.
okay,
So
cool.
if a lot of the time, so the way a lot of like effects in D&D tend to work is that saving throws exist for you to resist things, and then there are some spells that cannot be cast at all if there's any resistance. But think of it of like you like if somebody's trying to cast a spell on you and you get a little notification that says accept or deny. You know.
So there is there's a blacksmith and leather worker, all in one in this town, right beside a little 3-room inn. It's not very big at all. But you think, you could probably get some salt from the inn at roughly about, how much are you looking for?
I'd rather buy it by the pound if we can.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. They have up to 6 pounds for sale at 5 copper pieces per pound.
A pound? Gladly. But I would like 1 pound of salt, please.
Yeah, honey, that'll be 5 copper.
Let me see if I have a personal inventory of money, or if I'm just still trusting that.
Well,
Okay, this is actually perfect because Wolfram doesn't have any copper on him and sets down a single gold piece. Can you make change?
I think. Hold on. She this very very stereotypical busty barmaid leans over the back of the counter, shouting towards the kitchen. Jeb, get in here. You got all that school book teaching. You do this. I can't. Come deal with this. And she begins to move on down, and a very plain-looking older man moves out from the back. His hands are kind of covered in grease and food stains. You think he's probably been the one cooking and deals with all the heavy work. He has the look of a man once very strong, gone to fat. Very barrel-chested.
Wolfram looks down impassively, still with a piece of gold on the counter.
He looks up at you because he's like 5'6".
He looks up and up and up and up.
He goes, "Really? 1 gold piece, huh? Nothing. You don't have any more change?"
I do not.
I
can breathe.
Good man. That's fine. Hold on a second. I myself don't actually remember the conversion rate, but it gives you an appropriate change.
It is 10 by 10 by it's 10 by 10 by 10. So 10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, 10 gold is 1 platinum. So it would be, you know what? I think how it would work out is he'd start to count out change. Wolfram would say point to another one and be like, gesture for 2 bags instead, and he can just give me 9 silver. Because 5 copper, 2 bags, 10 copper, so 1 silver. So yeah.
All right, it's perfect. Works out for me. And he puts 9 worn silver pieces into your hand. They are warm to the touch. Not abnormally so, just they've been handled recently.
Wolfram nods politely, picks up his 2 bags of salt, and I guess makes his way out. What is everybody else doing in this town?
Well, as you begin to make your way out, you hear him call back towards you. You moving through? Or you gonna stay the night?
Wolfram thinks for a minute and says, "I do not know." Does anybody with Wolfram?
Does anybody want to be with Wolfram?
I feel like I'd be wherever. So probably.
Okay.
Unless there's anything specifically said in this town for me to be interested in, I think I'd be with Wolfram.
Okay.
Yeah, herd mentality.
Then Wolfram buys it. He calls after Wolfram, and Wolfram just looks at the group.
I think it'd be good to sleep in a couple of beds for the night.
Wolfram nods.
Right.
I
Well,
think we should stop.
right. Well, we got 2 rooms open. You'd have to double up the rooms, but we got the beds for you.
Wolfram.
Us.
All right, sounds good to me. Does anybody else have any business they want to take care of while we're in town?
What else was in town?
There's a blacksmith. Oh,
Yes, there's a blacksmith leather worker. He does both. Other than that, that's about it. This town is has some fields behind it that you probably grain. Some you know what's the word I'm looking for? Just a very average small little town. There's not a whole lot here.
a little tiny hamlet. I appreciate that. Guys, do you want to say that we took the armor from the... So, the armor that the orc was wearing was obviously stolen. Is that something that we could surmise?
Yeah, it at least wasn't his. Like, it wasn't made for him.
It wasn't, or yeah, like maybe it was ill-fitting, or it wasn't obviously orcish made or something like that. So I don't think that Wolfram would have any problem with taking the armor. I mean, the armor's not going to burn, we got to burn the bodies, but taking the armor, I'd say we could take it with us, and if we have it with us, we pull it out of the back of the wagon and see if we can sell it to the armorer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
down with
definitely
that.
going to the blacksmith, so that's fine. If anybody, well, yeah. Does anybody want to go with Guizo to the blacksmith to bring the armor?
Yes. I'll carry the armor, because it's probably pretty heavy.
Okay. You do that, and then I have something that I wanted to do.
Okay. Well, you can do your thing first. I think Wolfram was just coming along.
It's a private thing. He's gonna ask you to leave.
Okay. Then I will set down the armor and make my way out, so that you can deal with your stuff.
When you set down the armor, he's like, "Thank you, Wolfram, for bringing the armor. You go along and catch up with the group. I will be right there."
If I
Wolfram
could-
nods and says, "Do not be late for dinner."
I don't think that's possible.
Wolfram
If I
nods.
could tell you guys something funny real quick.
Yes.
So, Kane puts this on live, and my best friend Amanda watches it sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And she said she joined at the perfect moment. She said, one person said, "I say we burn the bodies. That's respectful."
Well, I'd say we burn the bodies. Yeah. I will gladly leave and catch up with the rest of the group at the end. Maybe get a drink, bite to eat.
So, Guizo, you stand before this very... typically when you think of blacksmiths, you think of very, kind of built, muscular guys. This guy is kind of tall. He's like 6'3", but he's really wiry more than anything else. He's very cut. And he's got this kind of, like just below shoulder length, long kind of chestnut hair. And piercing blue eyes, and he looks up as you enter and waits until you have your, you and Wolfram speak. And when you are alone, he says, "Well then, how can I help you?"
He looks like Wolfram, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, like Wolfram at 0.8 scale.
That's like like a more civilized Wolfram, I suppose.
Guizo goes, "Hello, it is nice to meet you, my friend. My name is Guizo." And when he says his name, he kind of flicks his hand out to go shake, and like a little like sparkle comes out of his fingers when he goes to shake.
Better than out of his butt.
Yeah.
You notice that when the sparkle comes out of your fingers, he does seem very. There's a brief moment of like, oh, and he clasps your hand. Make a Constitution save.
Oh, okay.
Six.
It hurts when he goes to shake your hand. He very clearly doesn't realize his own strength. And he says, "Name's Mercer. Nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you, Mercer. Yes. So I see you are a very fine smith here. You have you have three things that go very well together. You have your muscle, you have your hammer, and you have your anvil. Now I have a very particular question for you. Here, we have this piece of armor. This we would like to sell. However, for whatever money you would give us, if you will accept, I would like the money that you would put into jewelry. If you happen to know how to make jewelry, I would like 4 little trinkets made, if you could.
Trinkets. What kind of trinkets?
I would like to have 4 little heart medallions made, with a letter on the front of each of them, if possible.
Right. Well, I mean, I believe that's doable, but that would take a few days probably. That's very fine, intricate work.
Yeah, this man is also not a jeweler. He could probably do a lot of jeweler things, but
That is fine, my friend. I know this is a very high request. If you could, the letters I would like are D, G, R, and W, please.
He gets grabs a charcoal like sketch pencil and kind of jots those down on like a piece of scrap leather that he had on the desk in the showroom that he's standing in. It was interesting. I believe I can, we can do this, but I'll be honest with you. You'd be quite underselling the value of that. I mean, it is pretty dinged up, but let's see. He's like doing some mental calculations.
If there's anything that I could do around the shop to help you out, or any supplies that you need, just please let me know, and I will do anything that I can. I know that this is a very high request in very such short time. This means a lot to me.
Oh no, son. What I mean is you've in any market that set of mail, even as dinged up as it is, are those blood stain? You know what? It's armor. I'm not gonna ask. It's probably worth about roughly 300-400 gold pieces. What you're asking is very fine, intricate work, yes, but it's, maybe a gold piece a piece for these. So maybe, plus some labor, 6 gold pieces for all 4. Would you, like that change? Because I don't. I'll be honest with you. We don't get many coming through here. I repair farm tools and such. I don't have that much money liquid, if you get what I'm saying.
Can I roll a quick investigation to look around to look at I guess the quality of his tools, to see or just the general vicinity? Does it look like he might need some help?
Yeah, you can make an investigation for that.
11.
There's not a whole lot that you can tell around here. It seems like he's keeping up with demand pretty well because there's a little bit of a backstock, but like you said, it's mostly like farm tools. You know, like there's the blades to hoes and scythes and pickaxes, maybe a few. There's probably, I would say, a couple of short swords and daggers around. More so just like self-defense weapons, like in case a bear wanders into the village, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay. Here, I don't want to. Go ahead, Wolfram.
No, I was just making a dumb joke. You said in case of a bear wanders into town, and I said Wolfram's in the tavern.
I don't want to drag.
You're not prepping for war.
I don't want to drag this particular scene on too much longer. What is our horde count? Do we need this money, or are you guys fine if we just give it to him?
Hey, we're good on money. Like, and you make it. I mean, like, he's just a kind of a small town like blacksmith. He probably doesn't have the money or means to sell like a fine piece of armor like this. He could use it as a gift, possibly. It probably wouldn't hurt to have around, but I very much doubt he could chuck out 300, 400 gold to us right now.
No, that's what. If we don't need the money, so when he brings up like, do you want the change? Guizo just like winks at him and he goes, "Oh, my friend, no, please. What you are doing for me is more than enough to pay for this. Please."
Yeah,
For sure,
because-
Wolfram would set it down and then never think about it again. So this is for Guizo to do whatever he wishes with. Feel free, please.
You were gonna say, Raina?
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you guys want to know how much money we currently have, or how much gold, we still have 1269.
Oh yeah, we're set.
Did you
We don't need it.
subtract the 500 for Wolfram's thing?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we've been making bank.
Yeah, we're good.
So you can do whatever you want to. We don't need the money.
He says, yeah, I mean, as long as you can wait around a few days. I know many people just kind of pass through. Maybe I can talk to Jeb and get you maybe a special price at the inn for this. Help him. Honestly, I'm a bit awestruck. This is well, thank you. I mean, this is a blessing, and I don't know what I'm going to. Thank you. And he holds his hand out again.
Guizo takes his hand and he goes to shake again.
He shakes your hand.
I'm rolling. Don't worry.
All of your bones are rearranged.
I'm using a dice this time and not D&D Beyond. It keeps messing me up. I'm getting low rolls. 18!
Yeah.
There you go.
You're prepared for it this time, and you brace yourself well enough that, you know, he's definitely squeezing your hand, but, you know, you were ready for it.
Squeezo the Guizo. Nope, never mind.
That is the best turn of phrase. Oh, I love it.
Don't squeeze him too hard or something might sparkle.
Oh, jeez.
So, we find ourselves back at the little inn. The barmaid, the wife, and the husband, Jeb and Sarah Beth, they are just kind of going about doing their thing. 2 or 3 kind of farmhand looking guys walk in as the sun begins to set and sit down, and without even ordering anything, Sarah Beth runs over with a few minutes after they get in with some tankards and takes their dinner order. And she comes around to you all Got anything specific in mind? I got a list of what we got on stock today.
Mm. Meat.
Meat, I can do that. What about you, hon? And she turns to you, Raina.
What kind of dinner options do they have?
Well, we have a never-ending stew. When I say that, I mean that stew has been going since my mama was probably 13 or 14 years old, and her mama made it for her. We have kept that stew pot going ever since. We have some.
Opinions. I'll take that.
Duly noted, hon. I got you. She jots it down with her little charcoal pencil. We got a pigeon pie and a rabbit and potato plate.
I'll do the pot pie.
The pot pie? Okay, I got you. Sounds good. What about you, hon? And she points to Grizo.
I would like some of that never-ending stew, please. Sounds delicious.
Oh, awesome, awesome. I got you down. All right. So that'll be... Okay. She is muttering to herself your order and flipping through her little pages, and she walks away back into the back room, and you can hear a whole bunch of fracas. Time goes by.
I'm going to order a gallon of ale as well.
That's actually what I was looking for on my thing.
Do you need a link?
No, I was just looking for the specific. So she comes back with a when you order your gallon of ale, she comes back with a just huge tankard, and it smells almost of kind of cherries. It's kind of a bitter smell, almost like the pits of cherries. It's a very dark kind of ale.
Mm.
Anybody
Oh
else?
yeah, I drank it.
It tastes like a peach pit almost. And when I say that, I mean what it tastes like to lick a peach pit. It's not great, and it's alcohol.
That is enough for Wolfram, who
um,
is also sweating profusely on the floor.
She looks around. Does anybody else got any specific drink orders? I was just going to bring out some water.
No, thank you.
Just water's fine with you, hon, then?
Yes.
Alright. We also, it's a little more expensive, but we have a locally grown apple juice. It's just a juice. It's not fermented or anything, but it's pretty sweet if I... Alright. I got you, hon. And,
I'll take some of it.
sounds good to me.
I love the sugar in this woman's voice.
I'm glad I can do it justice. Yeah, she takes care of your orders, and you know, you sit there for a little while. There's just the one guy. It's just Jeb in the back while she's filling up tankards and such, and I mean, like, you can't help but overhear the conversation going on literally like 6 feet away from you. These farmhands are talking about the local livestock that's been going missing overnight, and how scary it is because they will find like pools of blood in the in the fields in the mornings.
Wolfram listened, and without any sort of preamble, as if they are talking to him, simply addresses them with, "It could be the Axbeak," as he
Axbeak?
is eating and drinking.
Yeah. The one of the guy that was more quiet, more listening, kind of threw half of potato, half a bite of potato in his mouth. Axbeak? What's-
Large bird.
Large bird, okay. Well, does the bird have 6 claws on each paw?
It does not. That sounds like... What does that sound like? What has 6 claws on each paw?
Some bear do.
Okay, I rolled a 3 on my nature check for a grand total of 6, so I think Wolfram's thinking, and he says, that does not sound like an Axbeak. And he continues eating.
I love it.
What sort of meat have they supplied? I just need a full image of this. What sort of animal carcass is he just ripping apart?
There's just a whole, like, skinned roasted rabbit in front of you.
Oh yeah. I'm making quick work of it.
Beautiful.
I will come to see this later.
Right, well, it's behind Sarah Beth and Jeb's house over there across the street, you know.
Okay. Wolfram picks up the whole what's left of the rabbit. He's already pulled off the legs and everything else. Cracks the rib cage in half and tears it in two, and then just pulls all the meat off. Eats it pretty quick, and then drinks the rest of the gallon of ale. Stands up and says, "Show me."
All right, I guess. And he grabs a rabbit leg that was on his plate and stands up and leads you outside. A quick little trot across this little beaten dirt path that even your cart like sits on, along with, I forget what I even named the donkey. What did I name him? Eeyore.
We decided Eeyore.
We named
You
him
named
Eeyore.
him something else with a C.
I'm not even sure. His name is Eeyore now.
Yeah, I
You
remember.
called it. You had
You had a
you
good
called
name.
it.
I remember liking it, but I think he just kind of became Eeyore.
Was it Clarence?
Clarence!
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Clarence.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Weezo started calling him Eeyore, and Wolfram just accepted it and now calls him Eeyore.
Well, speaking of Guizo, he will be here with Wolfram, going to the area, depending on how he feels after that soup.
It's heavy. I mean, it's a good soup. It's a never-ending soup, you know. Perpetual stew is the correct term.
Decanter of endless stew.
And you know, it's nothing specific. There's no specific flavor that you recognize. It's just like, you know, there's different veggies and meats and herbs and that get added to it continuously. You know, it's its own kind of thing.
You can tell somebody added cheese last week.
I mean, yeah, like there's that caramelized cheese taste on the back of your throat when you know, on the aftertaste. You know.
Okay, so, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just as you are led across the little dirt path, you can clearly see some couple of days old. It's not like super well. You're not going to get a whole lot of detail from it just by glancing at it, but there definitely is some like rough drag marks and paw prints in the dirt, the dry dirt from, you know, probably a few days ago.
I am for sure checking these paw prints out. Okay, that's much better. That's a dirty 20. Does it appear to be some sort of bear? How is it like a really, really big paw print?
It is a fucking massive paw print. It is, where did that thing go? Okay. I'll say it this way. It's, if you had to guess what size category the creature is, you would say huge.
Okay, so this thing weighs like thousands of pounds. This thing's like the size of an elephant.
Yes.
Okay.
But also, there are some smaller, more large beast, kind of more normal-sized prints that look very, very similar. It's probably the same type of animal, you would think, kind of interspersed.
Like juveniles, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just like a guess. Okay. Yeah, based off of the size of this, Wolfram kind of scratches his chin and says, "This is definitely bear tracks. This is the largest bear I have ever seen, if it is true."
He puts his the village guy gnawing on his rabbit leg, kind of puts his foot in the largest bear track, and it swallows his foot whole. He's just like, "Yeah, you don't say." Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do about it, but that's the third goat we've lost this week. He points to a dried blood pool of blood in the dirt nearby.
Who all is there? Who stayed at the inn and who came along?
I know Guizo is with you.
Yep.
Okay. I'll look to Guizo, and I'll say, "Guizo, can you get Driffen?"
Yes, sir. And he runs off.
Oh, sorry.
Brief moments later, Guizo opens the door to the inn.
I would like to look for Griffin.
Unless otherwise stated, they're sitting at the table eating.
Yep.
I expected Driffen to have a misfit wolf on one side and a barmaid on his knee.
Well, considering there's only one and it's the bartender's wife.
Hey, she's just real friendly. Don't worry about it.
He's just gonna run up to the table and explain that Wolfram's asking for him.
Alright. Without hesitation, Driffen gets up and speeds off in the direction Guizo is going.
Raina, are you coming along?
Yep.
Hell yeah. Okay.
It only takes a few moments. Like you're literally like 30 or 40 feet away.
Yeah, Wolfram will point at the tracks and kind of follow. His finger will follow the path of destruction out. I'm assuming there's like a smashed fence and there's like broken twigs and stuff off into the woods or something like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very cartoonish. Like, it's hard to be that big and not leave a trail of destruction.
Yeah. I don't feel like this is going to be a super hard survival roll to track this thing, but I'd say Wolfram will say, "Can you track this thing?"
To who?
The giant bear.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, it can't be that difficult to track something with tracks that large. Let's see.
Do we kill this beast?
Well, considering it's a wildlife stock nuisance, I think we at least make the attempt to scare it off. But considering this is a continent that's enclosed by water, and it seems to be this large, it would either only wander off to another town to do the same thing, or just come back when we're gone. So the only real option here is to kill the beast.
Yeah. Out of character, I feel bad about killing this majestic creature, but I don't think Wolfram would have any issue with killing a majestic creature.
So, what do I need to do to track it? Primeval awareness.
Yeah.
A one-a-day thing, or
Well, you also just would have advantage on a survival check to track it. So you can just make an advantage survival check, since it is a... Well, you wouldn't know that, but it is a large beast.
okay.
I don't know. We might be able to tell that it's a huge beast from the tracks.
Oh, yeah, it is a huge beast, sorry.
So 16 total.
Yeah, like I said, it's pretty hard to just exist as this thing and not leave a trail of destruction. It's, you know, like there clearly is a broken-in fence and even some small saplings along the edge of the fence line that have been completely trampled over. It's not hard to follow this trail.
Alright.
So, in following this trail, again, you see a lot of this very similar but a lot smaller paw print, and you find yourself on the edge of a mountain path after probably a couple of hours of following these tracks. It would definitely be sun setting at this point, just so you know. And the tracks lead into a very large cave mouth. Just outside of this cave mouth, there is a lot of refuse, a lot of old gnawed up bones. You know, there's bear scat. This is clearly something's like den.
Wolfram puts a finger to his lips and crouches low. It's getting dark now, so he's gonna pull over the owl headband over his eyes and kind of crouch low and try to stealthily make his way into the mouth of the cave.
Griffin draws his bow and follows.
Okay.
Sweet. Group stealth check, please.
That's not too bad. That is an 18 total.
That is 12.
16 total.
Arena.
Okay. Guizo, what you got for me?
14.
14? Okay. So,
I guess versus whatever this thing's perception is.
Wait, Driffin, what was yours?
16 total.
So, it literally went 12, 14, 16, 18.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That's great.
you hear a deafening echo of a ungodly, otherworldly type of roar as the whole cave wall shakes. You probably got about 10 feet in before it happens, and charging out is this just massive mound of it's a bear times 10. It's huge. It's fucking it almost takes up the entirety of the space of the cave that you're in.
It's like a stockier African elephant.
Pretty much. Can I get initiative rolls?
Yes, you can.
By the way, it rolled a natural 20 on its perception check, and it has a +4. So
I think it would have advantage because we probably all smell pretty strongly.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it does, but it rolled a natural 20 on its first roll.
God damn. Okay, that is an 11 total for me.
Griffin was the 13.
4.
6.
Okay. Reyna, what's your dex?
Oh shit.
Should be 16, right? Okay.
15.
Oh. I thought you, if it's +3, then it would have to be above a 16. Don't you get it from the ion stone?
Yeah, you must, because your bonus is right, but your number is wrong. So make it a 16.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
You do have the ion stone, right? I think her score actually is right. I think it's supposed to be a 15, but she also gets the +2 as long as she's using the ion stone.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking it was a straight up stat bonus item, like it ups the whole stat.
It is, but it's so easy not to use because you can't use it while you're sleeping and you have to like throw it in the air. But I guess to be fair, she'd probably do that at the beginning of the day, so I don't know. I think you're right. I think it is just a flat +2. But that would make it like 17. I don't know. Anyway, I digress.
I know when I started using the stones, we said that I place them in effect every morning so that we wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Giant orbital turtle pillow.
So, Griffin, you and Misfit are first.
Sweet. That doesn't happen often. How far away from us?
It has just started charging at you. It's not far at all. It's come barreling out of this cave. It's maybe 15 feet away.
Okay. That's terrifying.
And it is like the size of an elephant. It's a huge bear.
Okay. Hold, please. Reading. No, not gonna do that. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna just go with Old Faithful. I'm gonna hit Hunter's Mark and then thump arrows in this direction.
Sweet. It is a beast, so you get your bonus to rolls and damage.
Alright.
Isn't it just damage for rangers, or am I thinking of something else? So I think rangers typically get their +2 from the archery fighting style, and then I think it's just a plus to damage.
Yeah.
Okay, it is? Alright. I was not sure.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15, I believe it's.
Alright.
15 does hit.
And, well, I mean, if a 15 hit, then a 16 hit.
Yes.
Alright, so both arrows, 2d8, 1d8 each, and then 1d6 plus 2 each. Ooh. So, 8. Okay, plus 8. So, oh my god, plus 6.
Hell yeah.
So that's 16 plus 2 is 18 plus 6 is 24 plus the 2 bonus damage would be 28 total damage.
Beautiful. Nope, calculator.
I
not
got 2
calendar.
max rolls. Yeah, I got 2 max rolls on my D8.
That's 20.
Oh, hold! I didn't add my +3 to the longbow's damage, so that'll be another 6.
Okay.
So 28 plus 6 would be 34.
Gotcha.
34 damage.
Beautiful opening salvo. And now it gets to return the favor.
Yay! Misfit.
Oh yeah, you get Misfit. Sorry, I forget about Misfit.
Alright. It's 15 feet away, so that wouldn't get a charge. I believe that's a 20-foot gap, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but you have enough speed you could jump, like, say, Misfit jumps back and then charges. You have enough speed for that.
Yeah, you could have Misfit double back enough to where it... Because Misfit has at least 30 feet of movement speed, so it can move back 5 feet and charge.
And then jump, yeah, okay. That's what's happening then. Misfit jumps backward after Griffin lets off 2 arrows and runs at the beast. I rolled a 19. So I don't even need to add pluses to ensure that hits.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Alright. And what was... 1d8 plus 2. Okay. It's a 5 plus 2. And then plus proficiency with slashing damage. Which is 7 plus... 10 damage, and he gets hit with charge. He got, an extra 1d6 of slashing damage. Hold, please. 10 plus 1, 11.
Cool.
And then it's got us on it.
Oof. Does an 11 beat your spell save?
Second, it's loading. It does not.
It happened to roll really bad.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it has a +7 to its strength save, so...
Holy shit!
He's a beast.
So the way I imagine this happening is the arrows clean into its body and take it off balance, and then Misfit jumps back and charges at it. It's already off balance from the 2 arrows stunking into it, so
Yeah, like
it
collapse.
just knocks it over. Yeah.
I dig it.
So...
I'd say it's fair if it makes its prone kind of slide like 5 feet while it was charging.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said I think it would be fair if it was moving fast enough that when it was knocked down, it slid another 5 feet forward.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, it is its turn, and it is going to use its movement to some of its movement to stand up, and it will use the rest of it to come flying down on Wolfram, because Wolfram's at the head of the party, correct?
Yeah. And Wolfram didn't see this coming. It was already charging at us, and then Driven was just like, pop, pop!
Does a 26 hit?
Yes.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be a lot of damage.
Does it have the set damage, or are you gonna roll for it? I'm so scared right now.
I'm using set damage because if I rolled for it, it would be horrific. I mean, it's already going to be horrific. I'm so sorry to say.
Well, I think the set damage is just average, but
Yeah.
I'm scared of it being high.
So the first attack is with its mouth. It is going to bite for 23 piercing damage, and then it will swipe at you once it is bitten with its claws for 29 slashing damage, being 52 damage total.
Jesus Christ.
I am not raging. Yeah, you shoot this thing, Misfit comes in and bites it. It kind of gets knocked over, and Wolfram's trying to jump out of the way. But as he tries to jump out of the way, it just comes in and bats him against the wall with a huge claw, and then bites down on him. And you just see, like, yeah, this thing, the size of an elephant, it's a bear, bites down on Wolfram and, like, completely covers where his arm, and shoulder is. You just hear bones cracking and shattering as Wolfram lets out a cry. Hopelessly battered against the wall. All right.
That would bring it around to your turn, Wolfram.
All right, guys.
All this fear mongering.
Yeah, this shit's scary. So, I am going to say Wolfram's very taken off guard by that, and he is extremely heavily injured. I'm going to rage, but I'm going to skip a couple of steps. Wolfram doesn't even have a second to pull up his cloak. He just is slammed against the wall and bitten like this, bones cracking, shattering, blood pouring down, and he has this like empty look in his eyes as if he's unconscious. But a second passes and they start glowing a bright red as his cloak swirls around him, and the wolf comes out. Absolutely no playing games here. Let me go ahead and do something real quick. Oh, let me roll that. Okay. Okay, that's Okay. Yeah, Wolfram is going to swing out his now huge wolf-like form and try to attack this bear. Does a... Oof, that's not great. Does a... let me add these up. Does a 16 hit?
16 hits.
Actually, I think it was a 14. Because it was 3 and 6, so yeah, it's a 14.
Yeah, that hits. That still hits.
God damn, I rolled like shit, but good. Okay. I'm not holding the sword in... Well, no, I can switch to hold it in 2 hands. Okay. Guys, that's minimum damage. I just rolled a 1 on this. Okay. 1 plus 4 plus 2. 7 slashing damage on the first strike. Okay. I think that's enough to get its paw off of me and knock it back enough that it's not biting down on me. But yeah, now Wolfram's going to come for a overhand slash. 18 hit?
18 hits.
Okay, that is 10 more slashing damage, because that's a 4 plus 6. Okay. And now I'm standing before the beast, 8 foot tall, 400 pounds myself, wielding my sword. You guys remember what Raging Wolfram, or the wolf looks like, so... But, he lets out a low growl and, gives out a roar, snarl with its glistening white teeth. That's my turn, guys.
Brings it to you, Raina.
Alright, I'm hitting this thing with Chaos Bolt. Oof. 15?
15 hits.
Cool.
This thing is very large. It's going to be hard to miss it.
Yeah, but he also it's hard to miss, but it's also absolutely fucking massive. So like, it's really hard to deal damage to it. I'm imagining Wolfram just like sliding his sword across it, but like it just doesn't go deep enough because this thing's fucking hide is so thick.
That will be 14 poison damage.
14 poison damage, huh?
Yes.
Does that mean that I also have to make con saves, or is that a thing for...
Nope, that's something different.
Okay.
We're good.
Is that it for your turn?
Give me... Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, that'll be it for my turn.
Cool. So, about 3/5 the size of this brutal bear. You know, it's still large, but you know, about the size of just a larger bear. A very similarly looking, dark hide, very bristly, but younger looking bear comes charging from behind, and it has 40 feet of speed.
By the way, who's in the back? Is that Durfin? Is Durfin holding up the back?
I would be, yeah. That's the usual party pickup is the
Wolfram in the
two
front.
captains
Back?
between Wolfram and Griffin in the back.
Okay.
This is not good.
Just making sure, yeah.
So,
Okay.
it just doesn't quite have enough movement speed to get to an attack, but the adolescent of this is just out of reach of you, Wolfram. Adolescent version of this one. Guizo, you're up. Coming from the same direction as the brutal bear, yes. Deeper in the
Gotcha.
cave.
Okay.
We're not behind the bigger bear.
Here's an important question: can it get by the brutal bear because the brutal bear is so big that it fills up the cave mouth?
It cannot. That is why it's struggling to get its movement speed.
Gotcha.
Does a 17 hit the big bitch?
17 does hit the big bitch.
Alright. So, Street Fighter-esque, Guizo launches a firebolt. What's the fucking word for it? What's the Street Fighter Kamehameha wave?
Hadouken!
Yeah, Hadouken.
Hadouken. 60 damage.
Shit.
16?
Yep, 1/6.
At first I thought you said 60 and I about shat myself.
That would be a warlock thing to do. Just 60 damage. No. Are you choosing to add the additional fire damage that you can get because you are a Ifriti Jin patron, whatever?
Wait, there's additional damage?
Yes. Let me see. Where is it?
I swear I read my whole character sheet 4 days ago and I don't remember seeing that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'm trying to find it now, but I can't find it.
Here it is, Genie's Wrath. Once during each of your turns, when you hit with an attack roll, you can do extra damage to the target equal to your proficiency bonus.
So that would be an extra 3 fire damage. So you can deal 19 if you wish. You don't have to. Just you have that option.
Let's do it.
Cool.
So 19 fire damage.
It hits it square in the face and kind of does a little like flash out kind of thing where it like catches the fuzz and it you know sends a little wave down before extinguishing.
I just want you to know, for sure, this bear crushed Wolfram's sternum before he went wolf. So if you're like, oh, he went wolf immediately, yeah, it's because Wolfram basically was just murdered.
Wolfram was left with a pixel of health.
If even that.
Driffin and Misfit, it comes back around to you.
All right. So this is where things get fun. I still have a special arrow.
You still have a
And
special
I'm gonna
arrow.
use it. Yeah. I still have a single poison arrow
Okay.
from the Zombitress.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Fuck this bear, bro. I don't know what you plan to do with it, but we're gonna find out. So one will be the poison, and I'll fire a secondary normal arrow for good measure.
That sounds good to me. Go ahead and roll the attack for the poison one specifically so I know which one it is. Like, state which one you're going to roll.
Poison hit for 18, hit with an 18.
Cool.
And then the normal rolled a 16.
They both hit.
Alright.
Wow, okay. So what is the damage on that?
Alright, rolling it up right now. 7, 8, 15 plus 6 is 21, plus 3, 4 plus 3, 27, plus 4, 31.
What does it look like when you kill the bear?
Alright, so you see Driven pull out this from like a special place in his quiver. And it's just a sickly on the tip of it as he fires the first arrow off, and it sinks into its area. And then he pulls out the second arrow, ready for the kill, and aims straight at the head and fires and sinks it between its eyes.
That's so much damage.
So, a slight, just a little change to that.
Go ahead.
When the poison arrow slams into its chest, quickly, almost like kudzu moving at 1,000 times pace, these veins of stone begin to form over this thing. Who rolled, with its advantage on the con save, rolled a 1 and a 4. And as the second arrow sinks into its now partially, marble veined head, it begins to shatter and crumple into dust.
Fuck yeah.
That is the big ass motherfucker out of the way. Wolfram, your
All right.
turn is up, you have Misfit to act as well. You have a cave bear standing behind the corpse of its parent? Question mark? You don't really know for sure, but
What's the distance?
it's probably about 3/5 the size, and it looks very angry.
How far away?
Probably 15 to 20 feet.
Yes. Oh, you said
All right.
distance, not difference. My
Yeah,
bad.
distance. Alright, so here comes another charge.
I will say that, like, I hate to be the no-go DM, but I feel like you're going to have to get around this bear corpse because it is very, very large. It takes up the majority of the space. I'm going to consider, I mean...
This
I'm
would
gonna-
be covered.
Can I?
Yes, I was going to say consider it cover.
Can I? When you said it died, you said it crumbled to dust.
Partially, like its head kind of
Okay,
shattered.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's still a huge corpse.
All right, so I will have to expend movement to get around it and forego the.
No, I'm just letting you know that the bear, the standing alive bear, will have cover, so it will have a bonus to its AC based on that cover.
Oh, okay. So nothing affects my rolls. It's just what you keep track of.
Yes, I just wanted to be
Okay.
open with what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
A huge corpse, so like Misfit could probably get around it if it needed to.
Yeah. All right. The hell was it? Oh, hold on. Spell modifier to hit. Old. Does a 15 hit?
A 15, actually, hold on, I think with that bonus, a 15 meets, so it hits.
All right. So I got the charge. Well, that's a con or a strength save. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
It does fail at strength save.
Okay. Cool. So I'll go ahead and add that damage too. So 4 plus 2, 6 plus 6, 12. And 14 damage.
Cool.
Just imagine Misfit running and leaping and bounding over the huge bear
Over
corpse.
the stone here.
From above, leaps down onto this this normal-sized humongous bear.
So, this bear, which is more akin the size of, like, probably about the size that Wolfram currently is, it is tackled by Misfit, who is just very agile and knows how to get that upper hand, and knocks it prone. Wolfram, it is your turn.
I'm going to leap over the bear in a single bound. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to leap over the bear in a single bound.
Would that be an acrobatic?
I believe that would be an athletics to jump.
Yes,
Yeah,
athletics.
true.
So my normal jump. Okay, so I have a 12-foot jump, I believe. So hold on, I have to roll an athletics. Okay, that is. Let me double check to make sure I know how this works. When you jump, you can make a strength athletics check and extend your jump by a number of feet equal to the check's total. Well, I rolled an 18, so I'm pretty sure I just jump over this bear.
Yes, I do believe so, because I don't have a specific, like, length of the bear, but I think typically huge is, yes, 15 by 15, so, yeah, you got that.
Yeah. I just, like, jump off the wall and then jump onto the other wall and I ping pong and I'm on the other side of the bear. And I'm gonna, as I'm jumping through the air, I would like to attack the bear. That is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright, let me deal the damage. That's 10 slashing damage. And then that's a natural 20, my friend. Okay. So that's gonna be 12 plus 6.
By the way, you are rolling with advantage, right? Because it's prone.
I'm reckless attacking either way, so.
Gotcha, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that's a natural 20, man. I can't do any better than that. 18 plus 7. That's 25 slashing damage for my second attack. So 35 total?
Fucking A!
Yeah, Wolfram lands and then swings down, clips it, and then swings through the other way, and I guess tries to cleave through it.
I mean, you do. How do you kill this bear?
I cut it in half.
It had 28 health left, by the way.
Thank you. I cut it in half. I'm jumping off the walls, and I cut it, and then I cut it again, and I appear on the other side of it with the sword out beside me, and the bear just slides in too, like in an anime.
Omae wa mo shinderu. Nani?
Now, I gotta make I'm gonna go ahead and make my bloodlust check. Alright. And my turn.
Cool. So I'm assuming that was a unsuccessful check, then?
It'll be a surprise for everyone else.
Okay. Well then, yeah, you are, so far as I am concerned, out of combat order. I am going to run to the restroom real quick while we fall out of that.
Okay. Let me start my turn. Okay. Wolfram turned around and looks at Misfit. Or sorry, the wolf turned around and looks at Misfit.
Misfit kind of gets a. So you know the stance dogs get when they're in play mode, except Misfit is super serious.
You get the hackles up?
Yeah.
The splayed out? Yeah.
Misfit remembers.
Alright. Roll one more. Dude, I've literally rolled nothing but 5s. Okay.
Ooh.
Alright, let's see if... Does an... 17 hit? Misfit?
Hold on. It does.
Okay. Let's make this into a contest. You can do acrobatics, and I'll do athletics.
Okay.
Whatever's better for you. Whatever's better for Misfit.
All right, that's fair. Hold, please. Let me find the stat block. All right. Ooh, so I'm almost certain you won that one.
You
Five.
what was it? 5?
Yeah, total. That was a low roll.
I rolled a 23, so
Oh,
I'm gonna say, let's see. Wolfram jumps forward, dropping the sword, and tackles Misfit, or the wolf does, and knocks Misfit prone, and will pin them, or try to pin them down. You can resist being pinned if you'd like.
yeah. What's the thing to do for that?
That'd be either athletics or acrobatics.
Whichever one's better. Gotcha. So do another roll.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a better one. 18 plus 21.
Okay, I rolled a 19, so you managed. He knocks him down and knocks him prone, but is able to avoid being grabbed.
Okay.
Okay, everybody else can do whatever they want to do, but they're stuck on the other side. I guess it would be Misfit's turn. So yeah, you're knocked prone, but Wolfram doesn't have, or the wolf doesn't have a hold of him.
So he would have to expend his movement to get back up.
Yeah, to stand up, and then an action to disengage, unless if he wants to take an attack of opportunity.
Let me ask you what you would think to help me better decide. My companion have a connection strong enough with Driffin to know what Wolfram would want at this engagement.
I think Wolfram would like to not eat Misfit. But you're
I know.
aware of what's going on.
Do you think that the primal companion would have sort of connection with its ranger to know what the range knows?
I think that Misfit can know whatever you want Misfit to know. I think
Okay.
that's really fair.
So Misfit's gonna disengage,
Okay.
and then he obviously has to stand up and disengage for
Yeah.
that.
That's half your speed and then disengage, so that would you could move 20 feet away.
Half my speed. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you could probably get up and like be on top of the bear corpse if you're trying to get back to Griffin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I'm going.
All right.
Putting
Sweet.
as much as I can.
Does anybody do anything else?
I don't hear anybody else.
I think that's enough.
Okay, then I will. Okay, I finally succeeded. I rolled more than a 5. Yeah. He tackles, knocks Misfit down. Tries to pin him down, but Misfit is dexterously able to escape and run away. And Wolfram looks like he's about to leap after him, but instead stops for a second and shakes it, and the wolf shakes its head and brings its clawed fingers up to his face and transforms back in a heap of Wolfram on the floor.
Wolfram's chest is now concave.
Oof.
Alright, so
Alright.
Wolfram is Wolfram.
Yeah, so Wolfram has collapsed back into Wolfram wearing a pelt. He struggles to make his way to his feet. And I'll try to climb over the bear. Very nice cages.
Thank you.
That was fun.
Yeah. I did not expect to roll so badly so many times.
So, with the beast quelled for the time being, and the the bear corpses at hand, do you guys have anything that you want to specifically do at this moment?
That huge bear corpse, we could try to skin it. It's absolutely massive, and 2, the body is kind of
awesome.
stone.
Well, the bigger one is also now stone, yeah, so I mean...
Well, it's not completely stone all the way through. It's like, I would say, probably about 15 to 20% of its body is has these like veins of stone spreading through it.
Then, well, it's also probably going to be too heavy to lift or turn in order to skin it, though, is also one of my...
Yeah.
And like
You can skin the smaller one.
like it's gonna be so thick and like large that like I don't think we could even roll be like moving enough carpet all at once to carpet an entire apartment.
Yeah. Pivot.
Yeah, I don't think we're moving this corpse.
Nah. I think
No.
it's fair to say that we wander farther, go back to town.
Sorry, say again. You roboted out a little bit.
I said we could either wander further into the cave or go back to town.
That was a pretty tough fight.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to wander any further into the cave. I used my ace in the hole there, so that seemed like an appropriate time.
If it's a couple hours walk back to town, it might take even longer than that because Wolfram seems to be in pretty rough shape. Definitely, if not, it seems like he may have some broken bones or bruised ribs or whatever. The damage doesn't seem as bad as it seems like it should have been. Or like the damage that you saw him take from being bitten by a bear the size of an elephant. But he does not seem to be very well. And just completely exhausted.
I think I'm gonna do a thing while we're heading to town to maybe aid in our trip back.
What you got in mind?
So Griffin walks up to Wolfram, and you know that when you're helping someone walk, you put their arm over your shoulder, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. He puts your arm over your shoulder, and when his left arm touches your hand, hold please. Left arm touches your hand. 1 second. Sweet.
Okay.
Apologies, hold on. Eight. Yeah.
So if that's the second level spell slot, then that's 2d8.
2d8, yeah. That's a total of 8 plus.
Your wisdom? Is it cure wounds?
Yeah.
That's plus your wisdom modifier. But I was gonna say, like, Wolfram seems to be exhausted. Like, we could probably justify a short rest after a battle like that.
Well, even still, I could save you some hit dice.
That's true. I don't have very many left.
Yeah. So that's 10.
10 hit points?
I'll heal you for 10. Yep.
Okay. You guys want to say that we took a short rest?
Yes.
I mean, you guys are probably fine, but Wolfram seems to be...
Yeah, I don't think anybody else took a hit.
No, y'all managed to put the big guy down pretty quick, so that's good.
Yeah, we'll short rest for Wolfram.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use the rest of my hit dice.
Oof.
Oops.
I will say, like, it has been, like, you've been on the road for at least a week, so you probably have them fully back at this point.
Yeah. Okay, 7, 8, 16, plus 12. I don't want to do the math, so I'm just going to do them separately. 16. Okay, I'm back up to full. Hell, I didn't even need to use the last one, so...
Beautiful.
Oops. Alright. Somehow, it seems that, once again, Wolfram is the only one to be injured, so that means he's doing his job.
Yeah.
And he
Well, I
had me-
mean, I don't know that anybody else has 52 hit points right now, so...
Yeah. No. No.
Well, yeah, like in World, the Wolfram took absolutely lethal mortal damage, and immediately turned into the wolf to not die.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, I guess we head back to town. Wolfram walks on his cane, not his cane. His he has a walking staff that doesn't come up very often. But it's on my and I'll lean on that, and we'll make it back to town. Probably takes a little while.
So it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. There's a few people out on their porches, mostly like grandfathers whittling by candlelight and smoking a pipe at the end of the night. as you guys kind of make your way back into town, and yeah.
Here's a question. We spent most of the day traveling, and then we took what I would attribute to a short rest, and then we traveled for a few more hours. Is that accurate?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Are any of us having to make forced march exhaustion checks?
I'm gonna say no as of now. If it would have gone any further, but you guys are at a point where you can, rest in a bed. So,
Okay. Well, that's what I'm saying, is that we probably traveled beyond 8 hours today, but we did take rests in between.
yeah, so I think you're fine, especially having, because I think there's probably at least an hour in between each time,
Okay. Sounds good to me. All right. Yeah, I will gladly rest in a bed. Let's see. How long have we been gone? What, like 3 hours?
Yeah, I'd say like 3.5 hours.
Okay. Then it's time to eat again. I hobble into the inn and sit down and ask for more ale and meat.
Jeb is like putting chairs on tables, doing the finishing up kind of stuff, and he looks at you. What the hell happened to you? And he before even waiting for a response, can tell that you desperately need the meat and the ale, and begins to get some stuff for you.
Wolfram waves his hand at the comment as if brushing it away and says, "Ale, meat, now."
Yeah,
Sits down at the floor.
he's already getting it for you, and while he does so, as he's walking back and forth, getting plates and stuff, he drops a handful of keys. There's like 3 keys on a chain, on a key ring rather. There's your broom keys. Just don't. Yeah, you're good.
I think Wolfram will just leave that to the rest of the group to handle that.
Raina would probably pick him up and start heading towards the rooms.
Okay. Are we doing the usual where we split it up with Raina has her own room and then Wolfram, Guizo, and Griffin share a room?
Someone
That's
can share
fair.
a room with me. Doesn't matter.
Misfit could share a room with you.
Oh, I would love to cuddle with Misfit as a wolf. I'm down.
That's cool. Misfit will do that.
I love it.
If Guido was in the room with Reina, he would just be sitting at the desk and they would be talking about like the stars or something.
I was gonna say, me and Guizo don't have to sleep very long, so.
That's true. You guys could room together and just hang out and talk all night.
Yeah, Guizo
Oh,
doesn't
manly
have to
stories.
sleep.
And in the morning, I'm making waffles.
Yeah, so you guys can get your, long rest, and yeah, that's that we can cap that for the night unless anybody has some specific things that they want to do.
I'm good.
Cool.
That was fun.
I hope it's still fun for you guys. Again, I didn't expect it to go as long as it did, but I kept rolling 5s on the exact same d20.
I'm having a blast doing this.
Oh yeah, me too.
I love it. I hope you guys are okay with some of these, fairly, well, I'm going to say low stakes, but, after tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if anybody else had been hit by that, it would have been game over.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
gets two attacks with average damage being 23 piercing for the bite and 29 piercing for the claws, or slashing for the claws.
I will say, generally it is not a necessity, but generally the reason I think bears have multi-attack is so they can attack more than one party member. But there was only one within reach. And
Yeah.
it's like Wolfram's job to put himself in front of the attack.
Everyone.
Yeah, so like it entirely makes sense, but